Alright, so the next step you can see here is basically we have all of our resistors soldered onto there. Now we're going to want to attach an 8-pin dipstick socket. This is what our microcontroller actually sits in. On the socket there's a little indentation right here which indicates that this is the top of the chip, so just for electrical practice's sake we're going to put that little notch to coincide with the end that has the square pin. So this row of 4 holes here and 4 holes here coincides with the 4 pins and 4 pins on each side of this socket. So we're going to place this with that notch up toward the end with the square pad here, which is pin 1 of our dip, and that'll kind of just fit right down into there. Now what happens is the pins actually stick out the back side of this circuit board, so we're going to hold this down flush and flip it over, and we're going to place that right on top of our table so that our board is actually sitting down with the 8 pins sticking through the back side of the board. What we're going to do now is we're going to flow solder to those pins. So very easily we're just going to hold our soldering iron right next to the pins, get a little solder flowing here. Make sure our soldering iron is hot enough. There we go, come on, there we go. Alright. Flow that to each of our pins accordingly. So we have quite a big solder glob there, so we'll come back to that pin here in a second when we get our iron a little drier. Basically you want it to look nice and even like that, where it fills in actually down into the other side of the chip. You kind of do these in order, you'll be able to get them to flow nice and evenly across each pin. You won't get in the way of the next pin. Over. So we're going to shake off a little of our solder off of our gun. Go ahead and try to get a little bit of that off of that pin. We're going to keep going around to do all 8 pins. There we go. So go back and touch these up, make sure they're flowed nice and hot, which they appear to be. Again, shake off any excess solder that you accumulate along the way, and then make sure that this is flat on the board on the back side, and you're all set. You've now soldered the dip socket to your interface controller board.